my top 6 fragrances that I've been wearing like crazy during this season. Stay tuned and find out. First of all, hi, my name is Atara and I am a beauty and fragrance enthusiast. I've worked in the beauty industry for over 10 years and I'm here to share my passion with you full time. I'm here trying to build my following. So I'm here to share my top 6 fragrances that I have been wearing like crazy. I love fragrances. I own over 70 bottles and I just feel like right now I'm not at a place where I feel like I need to purchase a 100ml bottle or a 30ml bottle or a 50ml bottle, sorry. I'm more than happy to purchase a 10ml or a 30ml if I want to try something new and then see how I get on. If I need to repurchase it again, great, but if I don't, then I really don't. Most of the time I probably don't, because obviously I have so many of them to get through and I like to change and switch them up, and there's always new releases. So for number one, I'm going to talk about Kayali Utopia Coco. And I know that Kayali is such a popular brand. It's one of those brands that is really popular on TikTok, on the internet, everywhere, very popular as well amongst teenagers and young adults. Firstly, I remember this coming out in the year of, not this particular fragrance, but the brand coming out under Huda Beauty in the year of 2017. I believe back then I was working in Selfridges and the Kayali counter was right next to me. I wasn't really intrigued with the fragrances, but then a couple of months ago I did become intrigued with the fragrances, just because they do have some notes in there, in some of their fragrances that I really enjoy, like coconut, and I just feel like I've grown up a little bit. I've become a mother, given birth. It's softened my personality a little bit. Before I used to hate gourmand, now I love it. So Utopia Coco opens up with pear. It's got jasmine in there, which I absolutely hate, by the way. I'm not a jasmine fan. Anything that's like flowery, I hate. But I find that I love this because I feel like the jasmine and the pear and the coconut really kind of like blends in really beautifully. It's got sandalwood in there as well, and of course vanilla. It's called Vanilla Coco. So I've been wearing this so much and I absolutely love it. So at number 1 is Kayali and it's Utopia Coco. Number 2 is Nectar Love by DKNY. This one is probably one of the most cheapest fragrances that I have in my collection, but honestly it's one of the most complimented fragrances that I have as well. When I wear it, it's absolutely stunning. I love it. And listen why I love this. Like I mentioned before, I'm not a girl who loves flowery notes in fragrances. I just feel like it's not me, but over time I've learned how to love it a little bit, as long as it has notes that can balance it, and those notes that I love. So this opens up with solar notes, it opens up with nectarine, it also opens up with yellow freesia, then you've got some grapefruit and mirandin in there, and then the base notes is what I love. The base note is what I love because the base notes is beeswax, vanilla, cedar and neroli. Once again, I'm not a big fan of neroli, but because of the beeswax and the vanilla, it gives it like this kind of like a honeysuckle texture, which when it lays on the skin, obviously immediately you can smell that yellow freesia, but when it settles, I get that vanilla, I get that really lovely beeswax, and it smells a little bit like honey on my skin. And I remember just walking past and people were like, you smell so gorgeous with this. And that's why I love it, because I love honey, I love, beeswax. So it's more of like it's also got a little bit like that animalistic feel, so it does last a bit longer on your skin as well. So number 2 is DKNY Nectar Love. Number 3 is Acro Bake. And listen, once again, I'm not into mainstream fragrances or fragrances that are just blowing up on the internet, because sometimes I just feel like when you go and purchase it, you really they don't really exceed your expectation. You kind of get disappointed. But listen, so Acro Acro Bake is obviously made by Oliver Cresp, who is the owner of Maison Acro. And what I love about this house is that every single fragrance that they have put out, if it says bake on it, it definitely means bake. If it says smoke, it definitely smells smoke. So whatever they have put on that bottle, they literally mean it. And Acro Bake, if you've smelled it, you've probably heard loads of reviews about it. Apparently smells like a lemon meringue according to reviews online, and I can absolutely confirm it. Take it from me, it does smell like a lemon meringue. So the open notes obviously are lemon and rum. The middle notes, they go whipped cream, which is what I was looking for, because I love whipped cream notes in fragrances. And the bottom notes are brown sugar, and I love that. I just love that combination of brown sugar and lemon and whipped cream. This, imagine walking into a boulangerie and ordering a lemon meringue. This is exactly what Acro Bake smells like. And this is number 3, Acro Bake by Oliver Cresp. My number 4 fragrance that I'm going to talk about, and I've been wearing this for the past 3 days, including today. This is Burberry Her Eau de Toilette. And let me explain to you why I picked Eau de Toilette instead of the elixir or the Burberry Eau de Parfum. It's because I've heard so many reviews saying that Eau de Parfum smells like Baccarat Rouge, and I wanted to stay away from Baccarat Rouge, because we all know Baccarat Rouge, everyone's mother's uncle, aunties and granddad wears Baccarat Rouge. Nothing wrong with that, but MFK, Maison Francisco de Jan, is one of the first niche brands that I ever wore when I was working in Harvey Nichols. And I've worn that fragrances for ages, and I've worn that house specifically for a long time. So anything that smells like Baccarat Rouge or, you know, any of their ouds, I just want to stay away from, because I've worn it for a long time and I'm really into exploring other things. So this is why I chose Burberry Her in the Eau de Toilette. Now it does open up with pear. It says strawberry in there as well, black currant on the top note as well. But listen, I barely get any strawberry from it, which I'm not mad about. It's kind of like mingled a little bit with the pear and the black currant. And then the middle note is this Lily of the Valley. It's really flowery, this fragrance. Lily of the Valley, you've got rose in there. You know, I'm quite surprised that I like it, but I wasn't really, you know what, I was actually quite intrigued, because it's not anything that I really would like on paper, but I was just so intrigued by how big this fragrance is in general. Online, I wanted to try it, and I'm surprised that I really like it. On the base note, we've got cedar in there as well. So overall, really good fragrance, really easy to wear, really nice for summer. Does it last long on your skin? Absolutely not. I had it on this morning from 8 o'clock, smelling it really non-existent. But I did pair it with Utopia Coco by Kayali, so I mixed that together. I put on this first, then I put on the Utopia Coco, then I went on again with this, and I just felt like it gave me this like nice creamy, amazing, beautiful smell. And I absolutely just felt so warm and cozy, and it just made me feel so beautiful and so lovely about myself. But I do like it. I'm really intrigued to try the other Burberrys just to see what it smells like. But is it something that I will purchase again? No, but I'm really enjoying it right now, and I think I'm going to carry on, you know, spraying it until, I don't know, till I probably want to change it to something else. But number 4 is Burberry Her Eau de Toilette. Number 5, Shea and Blue Salt Caramel. Once again, another niche brand that I am very familiar with because of my work in retail. And I love Shea and Blue House. I love what they represent. It's actually a London made brand as well. And you know what? 4 notes in this, very simple: sea salt, caramel, tonka and sandalwood. Spraying it up on my skin. On the initial spray, what I do get a massive whiff of sandalwood and tonka. I really thought this was going to be like a gourmand, like on your skin type of fragrance that smells like a baked caramel, but it doesn't smell like that at all. Obviously the caramel, as it settles into your skin, It smells like, you know, it does come through. But I feel like that if you are a person who loves gourmands, but you tend to stay away from the strong ouds and all that kind of stuff and animalistic fragrances, this is probably not for you. I've heard that if you let it kind of macerate for a little longer, then you will enjoy it a little bit. I haven't. Obviously, when I got it, I just wanted to spray straight away because it's a brand that I'm familiar with, and I wanted to kind of get that, you know, caramel feel again. I don't know, I just love like gourmand fragrances at the moment because it just makes me feel good about myself. Anyway, so but I'm spraying it because it does last long on your skin. I just feel like it's leaning a lot more tonka and sandalwood rather than sea salt and caramel. So it's definitely not a gourmand fragrance, but it is gourmand. So number 5 is Cheyenne Blue and it's salt caramel. Number 6, it is Floral Street Iris Goddess. And I tell you, when it says Iris Goddess on this, it completely means Iris Goddess. Number 6, Floral Street, another brand I am completely familiar with. I love Floral Street when it was launched in Harvey Nichols in 2028. Really focuses on floral based fragrances. This fragrance here, top notes violet, red chili, lemon and lemon zest, which I was quite intrigued by. And then you've got your base notes, which is obviously iris and, you know, red fruits, but it's really powdery, a lot of powdery notes there as well. And then on the base note, you've got patchouli, vanilla husk, and I think there's another note as well, which I can't remember. But my thoughts on the initial spray, when you spray this, you do really smell the iris come through. So when it says powdery, you know, notes, and it smells powdery and it's a powdery based fragrance, and, you know, it smells floral, it really means it smells floral, like it's really iris. So if you're someone who hates iris, hates patchouli, hates violet, you know, those notes, you know, those heavy flowery notes that tend to overpower fragrances, I'll probably say this is not for you. But I've been enjoying it, even though patchouli is my number 1 killer on fragrances. But I do like this. And here's my number 6, Floral Street Iris Goddess. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and that was my top 6 fragrances that I've been enjoying at the moment. If you have enjoyed the video, please give us a thumb up. Also, follow and a like, a comment is also nice. I will be reviewing more fragrances, including a lot of niche, a lot of designer, a lot of, you know, just high-end high street brands as well, and makeup content as well. So if you're interested, why not you stick along and see what else is coming your way. But as for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.